Rigathi deserves a respect. He is a statesman. He is above tribal politics. Rigathi always talks of the fact. Rigathi doesn't have any enmity for the Somali community.
Black Hawk Down is one of the best African stories where the Somalis stood for themselves against the Americans. It was a beautiful sight to see. And the documentary is there on Netflix. But then again, let me tell you something. I think tomorrow I will do a 2-3-part series of how our Somali brothers and sisters stood 10 toes down for their country. When you watch the Netflix series, it's being told from an American eye. And I want to give it an African twist. Black Hawk Down through my African eyes.
To date, Kenya has faced many political storms, but sometimes it is not actions that shake a nation. They are words.
The community of Somali is innocent. You leaders from the Somali community, don't profile your community. Finally, niseme, sisi hatuna shida na mtu yeyote. Mimi nimeongea juzi ya kwamba iko mall iko Isili, ambaye ndio inatumika kuleta mchele kuangamiza wakulima Mwea. Nimeona wajumbe wamekutana kusema ati mimi nimeingilia hiyo mall. Mimi sikutaja jina yake, sikuwa naijua, wenyewe ndio wanataja. Sikujua wenyewe ndio wanataja. Sikujua ametoka jamii gani, wenyewe ndio wanataja. The guilty are afraid. Sisi hatuna shida na jamii ya Wasomali. Mtu mmoja akiiba, the community of Somali is innocent. You leaders from the Somali community, don't profile your community. Munaigiza community kwa shida ya mtu mmoja kwa nini? I have tremendous respect for the Somali community. These are honorable people, very serious and honest businessmen. Lakini wanasiasa wanataka shida ya mfanyabiashara moja kwa sababu wanachukua pesa kwake waingize kwa issue ya community. I don't think even the Americans have any problem with the community of the Somali people. But if you are one or two people wako na shida, don't drag the community into a personal problem.
That is what happened when former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua made remarks interpreted as portraying the Somalis here in Kenya as a security and economic threat. To many, his comments were dangerous, misleading, and deeply unfair to a community that has worked tirelessly to build its place in this country.
To strongly condemn the statements made by one Rigathi Gachagua concerning the Somali community, the Somali investors in this country, and the enterprising Somali businessmen, including one of the and women, including the institutions like the Icon PBS Mall, which is actually one of its kind in East and Central Africa. I would say we have a word for such kind of a man in Somali. You know, we call such people Kakhle. You know, Kakhle is somebody who's loudmouth and who engages his mouth without engaging his brain. And they are very noisy, very loud mouths, but they don't have any substance in what they say. It is unfortunate that somebody who was a deputy president for about 2 years in this country, and somebody who was just a heartbeat away from the presidency, would utter consistently divisive words, divisive rhetorics against a particular community.
For decades, the Somali in Kenya and the diaspora have contributed massively to the economy through legitimate business, entrepreneurship, and legally earned payments that fund education, healthcare, investment, and livelihoods.
I am Somali, and I can admit, bro, our people is the most divided people in the world. We are bringing this Qabilas thing to America. The same thing that killed our country, the tribalism, is what we're bringing to America, and it's affecting real world politics. And yes, I've done my homework on Jacob Frey. He's been the mayor for I don't know how long, he's been the mayor for some time. Whether you agree with Omar's political views or not, he wanted to bring change, and he believed in his people to back him. Jacob Frey, congratulations, you won fair and square, bro. Amazing effort by him. But to my people, you guys let a guy come into our community, drink shah with you, go to these cultural events, and then you guys got his vote. I know Omar won't say it, but I'll say it. I know he feels betrayed. We can't stay unified for shit, and it's hella sad, bro.
From the Eastleigh's booming business hubs to logistics, livestock trades, aviation, ICT, finance, and the real estate, Somali success has been built through discipline, unity, sacrifice, and hard work, but not crime. So, when those remarks spread, frustrations and pain followed, with many asking why hardwork citizens will be condemned and turned into enemies instead of being celebrated as nation builders. But what followed surprised many. Somalis here in Kenya did not just respond in anger. They responded with dignity, strength, and clarity.
Rigathi deserves a respect. He is a statesman. He is above tribal politics. Rigathi always talks of the fact. Rigathi is somebody who sees far. Rigathi doesn't have any enmity for the Somali community. Rigathi, if he has mentioned that PBS Mall, Pesa, in Minnesota, we do wonder with our elected leaders from Northeastern, instead of talking about the drought, the insecurity, lack of proper roads, they wholesomely always condemn Gachagua. Gachagua has no enmity for the Somali community. If they want to create a rift between the Mount Kenya people and Somalis, that won't happen.
They reminded Kenya that they are not outsiders. They are Kenyan citizens, mostly taxpayers, investors, employers, and contributors who have stood with this country through its struggles and triumph. They also called out the rise of clickbait politics, the dangerous trend where leaders create fear, paint imaginary enemies, and emotionally manipulate communities for political gain.
Mukiona Farah Maalim na microphone, kimbieni na microphone. Because I just don't understand if there's someone who has a gift of just rubbing people off the wrong way, or at least is it me? It is Farah Maalim. But I have to give it to him. Okay, before I give it to him, I want to say this, and I want to say this to every Kenyan. Niangalie kwa macho, nisikize, and especially passing this message back to Mr. Farah Maalim. No one, no Kenyan is willing to shed any drop of blood. Why are we shedding blood again? And now, where is your allegiance? Yes, you are Kenyan, you are Kenyan Somali, but why the reference to Somalia and Black Hawk Down and the lesson that Somalis taught Americans? Now, back to me being a teacher. Black Hawk Down is one of the best African stories where the Somalis stood for themselves against the Americans. Yo, it was a beautiful sight to see. And the documentary is there on Netflix. But then again, let me tell you something. I think tomorrow I will do a 2-3-part series of how our Somali brothers and sisters stood 10 toes down for their country. When you watch the Netflix series, it's being told from an American eye. And I want to give it an African twist. Black Hawk Down through my African eyes.
Even historical references like Black Hawk Down were mentioned only to emphasize that Somali Kenyans are not Somali's government. They are Kenyan families and Kenyan voters. But the real danger lies in leaders weaponizing ethnicity and planting suspicion between communities.
Dear Northeastern youth, it is time to lose respect for your elders. Gachagua is not the problem, your elders is the problem. Your elders choose bad leaders for you every 5 years, and you have to live the consequences. So let's stop blaming Gachagua and the Kikuyus. Take responsibility, youths from Northeastern. Hold these elders accountable. Let them fear you. Let them feel the pressure. Lose the respect. Hakuna haja ya kuheshimu mzee ambaye anakula pesa ya mtoto yako.
Because that is how nations fracture and hatred grows. Today, Somali Kenyans are speaking boldly, saying, we are entrepreneurs, not enemies. We are builders, not destroyers. We are part of Kenya's success story, not its strength. And now the question remains, will Kenya really choose unity and truth, or allow politics of fear and division to shape its future? That is the question that I'm leaving you with today. So make sure that you subscribe to this Havana Media channel. Make sure that you like the videos. Make sure that you share the link. And of course, make a comment down the video. My name is Oduor Billy. Make sure that you stay tuned as we bring you different political stories with different angles.